Okay. Hey, Jenny. How are you today?
Okay. So we've been talking about my breakup with my boyfriend. And so it's been a while. We've been broken up for a while now. And we have all the same friends and everything. And I have this event coming up. Everyone's been emailing on Facebook about wanting to get together in November to do, we used to do these, big Thanksgiving dinners as friends the week before Thanksgiving. And we're doing that again. And I really want to go because I hate not showing up and I hate losing all my friends. But he's going to be there with his girlfriend again. And, I keep getting these messages on my phone. So I just keep getting really, stressed out because it's all couples except for me. So it's this whole, I know I don't have to go, and I feel like that would take away the stress, but I hate not showing up either because I don't want everybody to be like, oh, she's so hurt. So I'm just having trouble dealing with that and just, being really frustrated.
So you're feeling torn because you want to go because you want to see your friends, but you don't. Tell me more about what's the worst that could happen if you go?
I guess that's the thing is I know, nothing bad is really going to happen. It's just that I'm kind of tired of showing up alone, without somebody. And not even because I feel like I have to have somebody, but it would just be nice to be like, hey, here's my really great guy. Or, really, guys, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I just feel like they're all like, oh, when I walk in by myself. Or even if I go with, one of my really good married couple friends, I feel like everybody's like, poor Jenny. And it just...
Why does that, do you think that they really think that about you?
I guess that's the other thing is I feel guilty because I'm that's so dumb. You're not the center of the world. They're probably not even thinking about that. But I just get worried because I don't want to be seen that way.
Mm-hmm. So again, feeling weak.
Yes.
Or being seen as weak.
Exactly.
Is it the weakness that you're afraid of being seen as?
I think so. Specifically for him, I don't want him to keep thinking. I don't want him to have the right, I don't feel like that's the right word, but have the right to be oh, she's still alone. And then for everybody else, feeling sorry for me makes me feel like they see me as weak. They don't get that I don't feel like I need that.
So you're feeling bothered because he's moved on and you haven't, or because you have, you don't want to be seen like you haven't moved on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I feel like I haven't explored that, if it really bothers me that he's moved on or not. It's more this sounds really dumb, but it's more that, he's won because he's, already moved on and has the other girlfriend, and, the breakup was kind of his doing, but then he got to just pick up and move on, and I didn't.
So you're feeling like you were left behind.
Yeah.
And, he wins.
Yeah.
Because
he's already moved on. And, literally all of the messages that have been coming in and out are all we'll be there, or we can do this date, because everybody is a couple except for me. And again, it's not even so much that part bothers me as, the stereotype of that.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. Let's explore some different options. Could you take somebody even as a friend?
I thought about that too. And then I always kind of worry, I don't want to bring somebody else into all of that drama. Or worry about if they don't have a good time or whatever, and then I thought about finding a guy to take, but I don't know, it's just the drama of it, or feeling if I did have a guy friend to take, feeling like I was putting them in an awkward position or giving them the wrong idea. I don't know, I've kind of played with what I thought about all of those options, and I have new friends now that don't, wouldn't know all those people, and so it could be really fun, but then what if it was really awkward, and it's kind of merging your present life and your past life, and
worlds colliding.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about your past life a little bit and your friends that you had with him that are going to be at this thing.
Right.
Do you really think that they think that you haven't moved on? Are you good enough friends with them at this point that they know who Jenny is?
I guess
you're okay?
Not. I've never really thought about that. I guess not, because it's we've all kind of grown apart. We kind of grew apart after college anyways. Everybody kind of went their separate ways, and then that only grew even more now that we're all on like totally different paths. So I guess that's what it is. I feel like they've only ever known me as like, oh, Jenny, his girlfriend, you know, like them as a couple together, you know, and like, I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe I feel like they don't know me well enough to know to be like, oh yeah, she's fine, you know, like my really, really close friends from that, or the, you know, the one girl that I would go with that really knows that I'm fine is the one that I would go with, you know, like I would go with her and her husband, and they would be totally fine with it too.
So are these friendships, let's ask, are these friendships that you really want to invest in, to continue being a part of?
I mean, I feel like I do, but then I don't really know why. And again, it kind of boils back to the, like, I don't want to not be there. And I guess I feel like that would be like, and I've thought about this before, it would be like giving the new girlfriend, like, here's my life, you can have it. And I don't want to do that. Like, I want to feel like I'm still fighting for that and being like, look, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm not going to not come just because you're there, like, just because you exist. And again, I don't know if that goes back to the, you know, feeling weak, like, oh, she can handle it, so she's not going to come.
So are your issues more with going more about the new girlfriend, or are they about the friends? Are they about him winning?
I think maybe it's kind of all of them, like, combined into one. And I'm not even really sure, like, which one is more important. I mean, my ideal situation, you know, it's good. If it's in November, you know, like, what if I meet somebody and then I show up with this really great guy and it's all about, like, me showing off this great guy and, like, everybody's like, oh, great, she moved on, and then it's about that and not that I'm still single. And as dumb as this sounds, even though I really feel like I'm past that relationship and my feelings towards him, but it would still be like, haha, you know, like, it's all good, I found somebody else, like, I found somebody that could treat me well. And I've heard, they told one of our mutual friends that's probably going to be there too, who's kind of a nosy guy friend, like, they talked to me, he was like, oh, I hope she meets somebody really great, blah, 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 which made me really mad, and I don't even really know why. But yeah.
Let's talk about that for a minute. Why?
Why
did it make you mad?
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, supposedly he, like, they were talking about, like, I think the nosy friend was like, how are you going to feel if she moves on and, like, meet somebody else? And he was like, well, I really hope she meets somebody good. Like, one, I don't want, and this doesn't make any sense either, but I don't want him to think about me, like, be like, oh, you know, like, wish the best for me. I guess it's kind of like a slap in the face. Like, you didn't care enough to be there for me, or to, you know, end it when you should have, but now you care enough to hope the best for me, you know, and like you don't get to worry about that anymore, you know.
So you feel like he didn't care enough about you, so he shouldn't care about you at all.
Right. Or, you know, again, on the flip side of that, is he like, oh, poor Jenny, I hope she meets somebody good, you know. Again, it boils back to that, like, feeling weak thing or whatever.
So what will you prove by going? Is it to prove to this group of people that you're not weak?
I feel like that's, in my head, that's what I would prove, whether I really would or not. Like, I feel like by going in, well, and the few times that, like, we have, the three of us, me, the ex, and his new girlfriend, have been in the same, like, group setting, like, she's kind of either been really quiet or had too much to drink and made a fool out of herself. And so it's horrible, but, like, that's been made me feel better, you know, and, like, made me feel empowered, which is terrible, but, like, you know, it's okay. My friends do still like me, you know, they like her, but they still like me too, you know, and so it's kind of that. I mean, I think you kind of always thrive off of that drama anyways, of like, oh, it's going to be like if I go, you know, and, you know, proving that I'm going to be there, but if I didn't go, they might not even think anything of it, you know.
Can you, do you think that the two of them and you, or you and her, or you and him, could still survive? Like, where do you see this in the future? Like, can you continue being with the same group of friends?
Well, I think that's the thing too, is I feel like this is never going to go away. Like, it's always reoccurring, and it seems like it's always in groups. Like, it'll be like bam, 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 situations where you have to see each other, and then a long period of time. And we don't talk at all. I mean, I don't want to talk to him because I don't really know what that conversation even be like, or what that relationship's even going to be like. And I honestly have no desire to have any kind of relationship with him at all. She and I have talked, and she's fine. I mean, she didn't do anything to me, you know. So it's always just kind of awkward. So I guess that's the thing, is it's just going to continue, in my head, it's just going to keep going until either they break up, and it will still be awkward because it'll still be him and I, or, I meet somebody else, and then I feel like that would be easier then, but I don't really know why.
I would say that you feel like if you bring somebody else in, it's like, I've moved on.
Right.
I'm not rejected by, he didn't reject me.
Right.
Even though, ultimately I think it comes down to a little bit of rejection. You're feeling, you felt rejected.
Yes.
And so you continue to feel rejected every time you're around, and it's a reminder when you see him with a new girl. And you don't want everyone else to see you as being rejected either. I don't know if it's I think being weak is probably part of what you're afraid of seeing, but also facing or having people see you be weak because he, in a sense, you were rejected, which nobody wants to feel. Yeah. So again, I ask, are these friendships, I think you have to decide if these friendships are friendships that you want to continue having. That I actually want to keep having, and or I'm just having for the purpose of. So that you can prove how strong you are. So that's something to think about. We'll pick it up next session.